Crypto market bounced yesterday and Solana led the charge, making an absolutely huge move off the lows and looking like one of the most bullish assets on the recovery, which shouldn't be surprising because it's been one of the most bullish assets this entire cycle. That begs the question, does it make Solana and the Solana ecosystem the best crypto assets right now to trade? I'm going to discuss this and everything in the charts with Wick here on Trading Alpha. Let's go.
Let's go.
What is up, everybody? I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, especially for Wick. Going to bring him on right now. Oh, market looking a little shaky.
Yeah, how's it going, Scott? Yeah, this is the typical stage 3 basing, and it never surprises me. In these stage 3s, we always seem to get the worst news out of absolutely nowhere, and that's what happened a few days ago, and I actually think we're on our way. I think that actually stopped the market from ripping a lot higher. That confirmed reversal that I had on Bitcoin was pretty convincing, and it made a $10,000 move before that news happened. So let's jump into it. We're going to check our usual things that we go over: the dollar, the ISM, Bitcoin, and let's talk about Solana, because Solana, as you said, has been showing amazing strength, both when we pop and when we get weak, which has been all throughout the cycle. I've been seeing it and talking about it. So I agree with your train of thought, but let's jump right in. Looking at the dollar here, guys, as everyone knows, the dollar, the higher it goes, the more pressure it puts on risk assets, and conversely, the lower it goes, the easier it is for our risk assets to rise. That said, I've been watching the dollar here on this above the support level, this yellow line support, and I have been waiting for it to break. So with this news of China and Jump Street, it did cause the dollar to break lower, and this is the environment that we actually want for a good crypto environment to go higher, right? To push higher. So it is what we want. We didn't get it the way that we wanted, or we have been talking about the Japan pair. So I think that's what did it. However, what I'm trying to get to is I think that once all this selling pressure is absorbed, and I'm kind of worried that it's not done just yet, but I think after everything is absorbed, I think it's going to leave us in a pretty good environment. I also think that it's going to come at a time when we get rate cuts. And, we hear Powell talking about that he thinks rate cuts are going to go all the way to 2.5% again. So I think everything's lining up. I just didn't like how it executed right there on coming out of a weekend, right? So looking at the Bitcoin chart, guys, there's nothing to explain here. You can see that we had the reversal candle here. When it was about halfway, I did call this confirmed because it was such a big candle. So from this area here where it was confirmed, we did get a $10,000 move before we saw this next candle, which showed a little bit of weakness. And then we got that news from Jump Street, China, whatever you want to call it, right? That kind of just dumped the market right down, okay? I made a little joke on my last video. I said that this comment section, it wicked right down to the support of my confirmed reversal text bar, but that was a joke there. Guys, what I am looking at though is this bar right here, this last weekly candle. It is inside the support zone of mine. We definitely want to make sure that we close either inside this or of course above would be great. What we don't want to see is 4 days go by and this candle closes below my support zone here. I think that would be a very bad sign. So that's what I'm watching. And what I'm worried about, I'll tell you guys exactly what I'm worried about. I'm worried we're going to get to the weekend, and that's when they're going to push this lower. So all eyes on that, guys. Just be careful. Scott and I have both said we wouldn't be surprised if you see a nice push to the upside and then a dump lower to really just nail the last bit of liquidity, and that would be an awesome setup going forward, but it would not be a good thing to look forward to. So just be a little bit cautious, guys. As I said, let's see how this candle closes here. And I do want to point out a new indicator that I got here if anyone has been looking at it. This is a new thing. I'm going to call this structure. It's got a bit of structure and volume in it. And long story short, we can see here that it's both pointing to the downside, big downside red candles. So this structure to me isn't really gained its footing just yet. So just be cautious on Bitcoin is all I'm saying. That said, let's jump to some hopium, okay? I'm sure if you guys have been following the ISM chart that I've been pulling up here, that Raul's been following, I'm sure you would have seen this big move to the downside, and you would have said, oh, sheets, what's happening, Wick? A move to the downside. Yeah, that does kind of look bad, right? But let's take a step back And let's look at the structure of all the previous times that we've had bull markets and what the ISM has done, okay? So we'll start right over here, okay? So this was 2015 going into the 16 halving. And you can see here how the ISM pushed lower past the 50 line, right? This is what we always watch for kind of bull bear starting. 50 line breaking down. It jumped back up, guys. And then what happened? It pulled down and everyone thought that ISM was not going to have its bull market, that it was just this. So it had a little bit of a fake out right after it jumped above the 50 line, okay? Let's see what happened over here. Next cycle. Boom, boom. Jumps above the 50 line. Everyone thinks it's about to start and rocket. What happens then? We get a push right to the downside, all the way down here. Everyone thinks it's over. And then look what happens. Before you know it, you didn't get a chance, right? You stuck buying higher. So when we look at this, guys, what I'm seeing is, again, we drop below here, we start basing, we pop above the 50 line, and we scare everyone once again for the third cycle in a row. So if you want to get scared and jump out of this market, you surely can, but too many things for me are rhyming to jump out just yet. Okay, so I do think there could be possible downside. Just be a little bit cautious that we don't get another leg lower. However, I think on the long term, this is looking pretty good. And if you are a member of the Alpha Bundle, guys, if you are in that VIP, again, go to our My Markets channel. And I've actually drawn out here a framework of when I think that this is going to pop to the upside. You can see here, this is brown and this is green, so it's getting better. But I think it actually pops a little bit later. If you want the timing, go check that out. Let's now jump to Solana, the coin that we're talking about on the show.
It is the title. Yeah.
It is the title. I know, but this is what happens, Scott. You ask me about the markets and I get too excited, and we got to talk about a lot of things. But let's jump to Solana here, guys. This is the asset that every time we have a dump, it, of course, is a higher beta, so it dumps a little bit more than Bitcoin. But relatively speaking, on how much higher of a beta it is, it's always had shallow pullbacks, and every time it pulls back, it gets bought right back up. I always point out this right here. Actually, Scott bought this little bounce right here before it's so this little correction right here before it bounced up. We can see here that comparing to Bitcoin, the structure here is still a lot more intact for Solana, which is really crazy because Solana is a higher beta. It's not supposed to look like this, guys. It's supposed to look like the rest of the shitcoin market. Well, not the rest of the shitcoin market, the low caps, but it's supposed to look like the other caps, everything besides Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it doesn't because it's one of the top three, in my opinion. One more thing that I want to point out. So let's look at the structure. We go from a stage 1 basing. We break out into our stage 2 uptrend. If you guys are just now starting to follow me, this is what I'm all about, is catching these stage 2s. In fact, I drew these 2 lines here and we both caught this together, me and my followers here. But now where are we now that we've gone through a stage 2 uptrend? We'll be going through the stage 3 basing pattern, a wide basing pattern, just like on Bitcoin. Now look here. Doesn't this over here look so similar to this over here? Because I'll tell you what this is right here. This is a stage 3 basing on the previous cycle. You had your stage 2 uptrend. This was your stage 2 part 1. You go into your basing pattern. And look here. We have a big scare. Everyone thinks the market's over. Boom, we pop up just like we did now. Another leg lower that Scott and I are talking about might happen. It's kind of worrying us. And then before you know it, all is taken care of. Valhalla, here we are. Okay, so this is kind of the framework that I've been going off of, guys, and nothing is telling me that it's changed. And I'm going to give you one more piece of rhyming information. I know Scott's just there waiting to say stuff. Look here. Nah. He said, nah.
Nothing to say. I love this.
Okay, we got a squeeze shading here, guys. Okay, let me just reiterate. We got a stage 2 popping. We got a stage 3 sideways. We got a scare. We got a pop. We got another drop like we're thinking might happen. We got a squeeze shading, and then it just blows off. What do we have here, guys? We have a squeeze shading. Is this lining up enough for you guys? I mean, I'm showing you ISM lining up, dipping right before we take off when everyone thinks that it was already taking off. We have Solana and Bitcoin both in stage 3s. Both have the same fractals from before, from the previous cycles. So guys, this is why I think that this cycle is not anywhere over, and this is still my favorite coin. Every time I see it drop, every time I see it recover, it's always showing me better relative strength. It's not because it's my biggest bag, although that is fun to watch. It's literally been impressing me every time. So that's why the title of the show is asking myself, is Solana the best coin on the market? And for me, yes, and that's why it's my biggest bag. Scott, what's your opinion of all this?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I was really surprised at how well it reacted. Sort of to your point, you had the range held, right? I mean, Bitcoin, everything else is below its range and broke down. This swept the lows of the range, which is super bullish. This is the highest volume we've actually seen since FTX. I looked today, which is crazy on the daily. And then you had a bullish engulfing candle the next day. Now and all the way back to the mid range in 3 days. You covered the whole bottom half of the range. I just think we're going to, on most things, we're going to come back down and kind of fill these wicks a little bit, make a higher low, hopefully, and then go up. That's my base case. And these are pretty ugly candles on everything right now today.
It is. But you notice how quickly it got bought up from those lower levels?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I love.
It's showing clear signs that everyone thinks that this coin's going higher, and every time it gets too low to a certain point, boy, you better act fast if your objective is to add on the corrections, because they don't stay low at that 100 to 110 level very long. So that's it for Solana, guys. I really think that I'm going to be very happy if this bull market plays out, and this is my biggest bag, so I'm very happy with that. Let's move over to something more smaller cap. Let's talk about Popcat USD. This is the new one that everyone's talking about. Yep. And I'm here to present you with a setup from Trading Alpha. So what do we have here, guys? We have a reversal candle. If you've paid attention the last couple of weeks, you're very familiar with what these candles can do, because we just had it on the Bitcoin here, and after confirmed, it went $10,000 higher. So it's now popping here on Popcat, and it is confirmed, guys, on Popcat. Where do they come up with these names? Scott's at a loss for words. Me too. So look here. We got this reversal.
Popcat, hilarious. Yeah. These things, I don't know.
I don't know, but it's taken off. So how is a reversal candle confirmed? Just for you that are just joining the show, in the Trading Alpha bundle, these reversal candles are valid setups, but you don't take the setup when the candle prints. Rather yet, you wait for one of the next 2 candles to print, and if it does close above the wick of the bullish topping candle, it makes this a confirmed setup. Why is it confirmed? Because this candle is basically confirming that this setup is now valid. Okay, so this is looks like we might have here. We do have to wait here for more hours to see if this closes, but it does look like a confirmed reversal. If that's the case, in my honest opinion, I would just wanted to see it after that kind of break above there, and that's why you're seeing these wicks wick up there and wick all the way down. So that's going to be the area of trouble. And then, guys, if you are in this, because again, this is a very hot coin right now, that's going to be your next one right there. So those are your 2 levels, right? Once we break this, we're probably going to target this, and you're going to have to see how this reacts. Once it breaks above there, this meme coin, man, it's probably going to do its thing, especially if the market catches its footing. So that's it for a little bit of crypto. I got a few things on the screener to show you, but let's now jump to stocks, because everyone's talking about buying 2 things, and that's crypto and tech stocks, right? Because they kind of have similar betas. So if you look here, guys, we're in the stage 2 uptrend, a beautiful channel that we've had here on the NASDAQ. If you guys don't know what the NASDAQ is, it is 100 stocks, and 50 of them are very much weighted to technology. So a lot of people choose to, if they want technology exposure, to buy the QQQ. I certainly do that myself. And what do we have here? We had this up channel that I've been playing, and then we did have a bearish reversal. I have them turned off, but you can see it's circled here. The opposite of a bullish reversal candle here in the Alpha bundle. Okay, before you know it, it breaks this channel, red dots or stage 4 downtrend. But now we do have a bottom signal, guys, and one of the next two candles has to close above the wick to confirm, which means that this candle right here again has a little bit of time here before it closes, and if it does close above this wick, it does make this this bottom signal confirmed. So I do want to show you that too. I'm actually watching this myself, and if we do close above this level, I'm probably going to add a little bit to my QQQ positions. Okay, now guys, let's have some fun. For those of you that don't know, we have a new product. It is called the Alpha Screener. This is the quickest way to catch setups. It's what I'm doing now every single morning. So let's just go off the rip and have some fun. I'll show you how it works. Let's go ahead and pick assets. We're going to pick cryptocurrencies. Let's go ahead and pick 4 hour. And let's see. Well, since we're getting a lot of bottoms, let's try and find some confirmed bottoms. Okay, not just bottom signals, but confirmed bottom signals. Okay, and let's go ahead and do a look back of 20. And let's see if we've got any results. All right, so .btc. So guys, when you get these results, for those of you that do have the screener, a lot of times what I'll do is when you get little pictures like this, I just look to see how they're doing that day. You can see this is turning green and this is red to the downside. So I'm going to go with the one that has good relative strength, kind of like Solana. Let's see what happens here. All right. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's turn off these reversals and let's get a little bit of picture here. But this is looking juicy. All right, stage 4 downtrend. Guys, if you don't know what a stage 4 downtrend is, that's when we're printing red micro trend dots and red macro trend bars, and we're below a red track line. You do not buy any of this stuff at all. You see all these bottom signals? We're waiting for one that has a green dot. Here's a little fake out. We're still in a volatility squeeze. Push more to the downside, and here we're breaking out on a green dot above the track line. The first time that we're above a track line. So this is a very, very valid setup. That's actually looking very good. And of course, here, if we look here to structure, the structure since right here. So what I like to look at the structure a lot of times is once it's basing and everything's to the downside, that first pop-up, these first little pop-ups, especially if they can go high, is really good signal. And as you can see here, let me take my cursor out the way. We have a really good bar here on this alpha structure. Okay, so this is a very good setup, guys. I would actually consider taking this one. And if I had to take this one, what would I do? I would look at this and go, okay, it's popped up. It's above track line, showing relative strength, showing momentum, got green dots, green bars. I would set a stop loss right below that swing low right there. Okay, that way, if it does come down, that's a very short loss. And if it never comes down from the track line, boy, do you have a good entry. So that's one of your setups for today, guys. But I'll tell you what, let's go look for another one. Let's have some fun on this. We're going to hit the reset button. All right, so let's look at something higher than 4 hours. Let's look at something for you swing traders. Let's look at daily, and let's try something different. Let's look at the confirm reversal. So just like the confirm bottom signals, now let's look at reversal signals, and that was the bullish reversal. Yep. Search. See, okay, did it search?
Gotta hit crypto, probably.
Oh, psh. See, Scott really knows how to use the screener better than me. There you go. There you go.
Check it out.
Okay. Oh, wow. Hold on. Did I do
a lot?
That is a lot. Did I do confirm? Oh, you know why? I did reversal. Now watch this, guys. That's a reversal bar, just showing you all the reversals that are printing. If I turn that off and turn confirm reversal, this is the magic sauce. Now we'll get a lot less. Let's see if we even have any. Okay, so here's a few.
Sweet.
Okay, look at this one here, up 27%. Remember what I said, guys? I look at the ones that have a big percentage jump because obviously they're showing relative strength. Let's look at earn, and we're looking for a confirmed reversal.
Okay.
Oh, wow. There you go. There you go, guys. Look at that.
Right into the track line.
Right into the track line. That looks very sexy, guys. I would watch this. If this does end up closing above this track line, we've got 4 more hours. That is another very juicy play, guys. I mean, we've been in a clear stage 4 downtrend this whole way, not breaking above it, got a reversal, confirm reversal, green dots, and we might close above the track line. So this is very much a valid setup. I hope you guys are enjoying this. We're giving you free stuff right here. Let's do one more. And what do we do, Scott? We did what? 4 hour for your scalpers. We did a daily for your swing traders. Now let's do some for your investors, your higher time frame guys, and then we'll be done with the screener. We'll do the weekly. Let's do something different. Okay, so we did reversals, we did bottoms. I'm really giving you guys a go at this. Okay, so let's do what is else is there? Okay, let's do breakout. The breakout arrows, guys. Let's do breakout arrows. Big green arrows are squeeze breakouts when you see the squeeze shading. Let's see if we've got any on the weekly. Oh, just of course it would be Solana ETH pair.
Yeah, because it's made an all-time high.
Yeah, of course. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, look at that, guys. There you go. So that's the power of the screener, guys. It's the most exciting thing that I've made for my personal framework and how I'm doing stuff. I used to have to look through tons of charts to find setups like this where they're just breaking out on a squeeze breakout arrow right above resistance as well. Okay, so that's a very good pair, guys. But that's the power of the screener. And with that said, guys, that's kind of all I have for you today. So, Scott, you have anything else you want me to go through?
No, I'm exercising caution, but I think that Solana is going to wildly outperform through the next bull run.
You know, I don't want to say this, but like, so as I get further into the cycles, what usually happens for me is for my investments, I'm already allocated, right? Because I try to make sure on my investments that I can hold for a year, get lower cap gains tax. So then I start looking at doing some fun stuff, some lower time frame scalps and stuff. And let's see, yeah, some lower time frame scalps and stuff. And guys, I'm starting to think that I should just trade Solana, to be honest with you. A lot of me is just thinking that, yeah, because how easy. Yeah, and if you have a pulse in the market, when it's going up on a higher time frame, you simply just go down to lower time frames. You can use the screener then and go find lower time frames. But that's what I'm doing, guys. I've already got all my long-term positions in. I'm not adding much to those bags, but I am having fun doing some scalping. With that said, guys, if you do like these tools, both the Alpha Screener and the indicators, these are from Trading Alpha. And if you go into the comments there, you can find the link to go and get these. Guys, this is the last day to get the 25% off sale.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, sorry, Scott. Tonight at midnight. It's just how the code goes, Scott. It was set for a month. So yeah, it expires today, guys. So if you want that discount, go to trade it. Go to the comments. Go to the link and type in 25 off whenever you check out, and it'll be your last time to get a 25% discount on either the Alpha Bundle yearly or the screener.
Wow, you did a lot there in about 20 minutes. It's impressive.
You like that, Scott?
I'm impressed. I do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Exhausted.
And also, guys, if you haven't been following me, you can catch me on @0hedge_ on Twitter, and we'll be back next week. Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Follow Wick. Grab the bundle while you can, because it's gonna get more expensive, and that's all we got. Thanks, my man.
Take care, Scott. Cheers.
That's dope.